I've been wanting to look into 3D printed homes for a while now. It is such an exciting new technology and process of building homes, truly very innovative and futuristic. But I gotta say, the look of those thick concrete lines that most of these homes have is not super visually appealing.
I'm not a fan.
It is a very interesting concept though, because 3D printing technology has the potential to expedite the building process and reduce material waste. A fairly new company out of Southern California, Azure Printed Homes, is coming in hot in the prefab home market, and they have some of the most beautiful and affordable products that I've seen so far. They are doing 3D printing, but they're doing it unlike any other company I've seen before.
I'm intrigued.
Let's dive in and talk about the products, the prices, and the process of making an Azure printed home come to life. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Irina. I'm a real estate agent in the state of Oregon, and here on my channel we talk about a variety of topics ranging from prefab tiny homes to what's going on in the housing market, the workforce, and the economy at large. I do also love to post vlogs documenting my experience as a real estate agent, so if any of that sounds interesting to you, definitely be sure to subscribe and turn on your bell notification so that you never miss a future upload. Alright, so Azure Printed Homes, you guys, I'm so excited to look at these products and this company in general with you. 3D printing has been something that I've been really curious about in terms of 3D printed houses because I just couldn't wrap my brain around how they created this. I didn't love the look of a lot of the homes that I was seeing, but when I was looking at the Azure products, I realized that these are actually really gorgeous, and the prices of these homes are quite affordable compared to a lot of the other companies that I've been seeing that are based out of California. So that's definitely a factor that's been attracting a lot of people to the products on their website. On the larger end, their biggest model is at 900 square feet, and their smallest ADU is at 180 square feet. Ross and Jean, the founders of Azure, channeled over 50 years of combined experience in building and developing properties to create these unique and affordable homes. So what's cool is their experience with traditional construction has allowed them to deal firsthand with the shortcomings of traditional construction.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
These frustrations have served as a catalyst for innovative solutions, and thus Azure was born. So I've noticed that a shared sentiment within the prefab home community is that traditional construction is very wasteful, and not only is it wasteful, but it's also very time-consuming and expensive. Ross and Jean definitely share that sentiment, and it became their goal to develop homes faster, more economically, and with much less of an environmental impact. Now, I'd heard of 3D printed homes before, but like I said, nobody is doing it quite like Azure. They are actually using recycled plastic polymers to prefabricate backyard studios and offices and ADUs. And they're actually the first company to 3D print complete structures using primarily recycled plastic polymer materials. Because like I said, most companies are actually using concrete. So the fact that Azure is using recycled plastic is, first of all, environmentally conscious, and second of all, it looks better. The lines are very, very thin. The outside of these homes, even if you don't choose to smooth out all of those lines that the 3D printer makes, it looks really cool, very modern, very futuristic. The plastic they use is referred to as PETG, which is basically the same material that you'll find in plastic water bottles and plastic food packaging. So now that we know who Azure is, let's talk about who their customers and their target audience are. Like most prefab home companies, Azure customers range from people that are looking for a backyard studio or an ADU for themselves to developers that are looking to use these unique products and create small communities or resorts. Not only can these homes potentially make a very comfortable primary living space, but they can also be a great candidate for short or long-term rentals, which for a lot of people that are looking to get into real estate investing at a reasonable price point, these Azure products are the way to go. So what type of products does Azure offer anyway? Like I said, their smallest unit starts at 180 square feet, and that's the Azure Iris. This is a studio bedroom ADU with a $39,900 base price. The next step up is the Azure Marina, which is also a studio bedroom ADU. So you've got two studio bedroom ADU models. This one is 360 square feet though, and the base price is $79,900. For these small studio homes, the utilization of the space is definitely one of the bigger concerns. And what's cool is you can actually choose to get what's called a cloud bed. And we've looked at these in previous homes before, but essentially this is a bed that you can raise all the way up to the ceiling when you're not using it to sleep, so that you can use the space that otherwise would have been taken up by the bed to have your home office, or to just have open space to use however you choose. So even if you are getting a studio bedroom ADU, what you could do is order that cloud bed as well and make a really great use of that space. Moving up to the one bedroom ADUs, there's also two of those. We've got the Azure Coral at 540 square feet and a $119,900 base price, and the Azure Ocean at 720 square feet with a $159,900 base price. The largest home that they have is at 900 square feet, and that is the Azure Sapphire. This is their only 2-bedroom ADU, and the base price for that is almost $200,000. Now, this is all well and good. The products look very exciting. The floor plans look awesome. They're plumbed, they're wired. Azure will put you in touch with a contractor to help with connecting utilities, to help with your foundation. Awesome. But what if you want something that is a lot smaller? That is where the Azure Sky model comes in. So the Azure Sky is 120 square feet, which is great because in most areas, that sort of square footage does not require any permits. It starts at a base price of $24,900, which is definitely on the lower end compared to a lot of the other products that I've seen that are around this square footage. And on their website, they state that you could use this as a home office, as an artist studio, a yoga room, a fitness studio, meditation room, recording studio, gaming room. The possibilities are endless. The space is small, but the possibilities are endless. So that is definitely something that's very exciting. If you look at the Azure Sky as well, they've got a really interesting look to them. One side can be totally just all glass. Now, what they're gonna have is a design configurator on their website, so you can decide whether or not you want that to be all glass, or if you want some of that to be covered, how you want your door to be. You get to customize all of that on the website yourself, but it really has a great, unique look to it. Now, the design configurator isn't on their website yet, but it is coming soon, and that'll allow customers to make changes to their unit in real time and see how the price shifts depending on the changes and the add-ons that they would like to incorporate. Now, when are these products going to be available, and how long is the entire process anyway?
How long is this going to take?
Now, Azure has actually recently received their 100th pre-order deposit on a 3D printed structure, and they're now starting to reach out to reservation holders on the top of their list to finalize their configurations and pricing, and to help guide them through the process on any required permits that they might need. They plan to begin delivering units daily as early as this October, which is definitely very exciting. As far as the process itself, that's always one of the more interesting aspects to me. I really want to know from A to Z how the process works and how long it takes. Printing the actual shell only takes 1 day. So that's step one. Day one, they're printing the shell, the case for your Azure 3D printed structure. Day two is when they're doing the wiring, the plumbing, and spraying in foam insulation. Day three is for wrapping the inside with drywall and installing the subfloor. Day four is for interior finishes, and day five is for installing the glass and painting the structure. Since they are actually building and installing the floor themselves, you will need a stem wall foundation if you're purchasing an ADU, not a slab foundation, so you will have a crawl space. If I remember correctly, HVAC is an optional add-on. You'd have like a mini split. You could also do solar as an optional add-on as well. And like I said earlier, they do use PETG plastic, but they also combine that with fiberglass and UV stabilizers in order to protect the structure from the sun. I also found it really interesting and helpful that they were describing the shell that's printed on day one as like a framed building. So they do still have to do that drywall on the inside, the subfloor and everything, but the shell is basically the framed building, and that's done, whether it's like the small backyard studio or a larger ADU, that's done within a day. So talk about expediting the building process. That really cranks down your construction time into maybe like a week for everything from start to finish. With one printer, they can print 1 shell a day, but they do actually have a crowdfund going right now. And part of that money that they're raising is going to go towards purchasing a couple more printers. I also did want to make a note for the studio. You obviously won't have any plumbing because there's no toilet in there, there's nothing going on. There's literally just like an open space. So no plumbing, but all the wiring will be done. Something that I find really interesting about Azure is that their plan is to have micro factories in a variety of locations in order to make affordable housing accessible to a lot of people. And that's actually very interesting because one of the huge costs of prefab homes is shipping. If you don't live in Southern California or near Southern California, if you're like on the other side of the country, it's going to be very expensive for you to get one of these homes shipped to you. Now, I don't have like the estimated shipping costs for one of these homes, so I can't really say how much that would be. but it makes sense, right? The farther they have to go, the more it's going to cost you. So the fact that they're planning on having micro factories in a variety of locations will cut down on that cost for a lot of future customers. If you are interested in an Azure 3D printed structure and you feel like one of these products, whether it's one of the ADUs or the backyard studio, would really fit your needs, viewers of mine that place a refundable $100 deposit on an Azure structure will get $500 of their purchase price back if they put Irina in the message section on the website. So just my name, IRINA. If you do want to put a deposit down, definitely check out the link below and get that sweet, sweet discount. Let me know what you think about Azure Printed Homes in the comments down below. And if there are any other companies you'd like me to talk about, definitely let me know. I'm always open to hearing your suggestions. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to see more of my life behind the scenes, follow me over on Instagram at IrinaD. I post pretty consistently on there, especially on my stories. And of course, you guys know that I am a licensed real estate agent in the state of Oregon. If you or anyone you know have any buying, selling, or investing needs, I'm always here. All of my contact information is in the description box down below. I'd love to hear from you and help you achieve your home goals. Other than that, I will see you next week for a brand new video. Bye.